Hello students, we are going to start our chapter 14 of natural phenomena. In this chapter we are going to learn about electric charges, method of charging an object, detection of charges, flow of charges, earthquake. Natural phenomena. What is natural phenomena? Natural phenomena, the events which occur in the nature. The events which occur in the nature are called natural phenomena. Some of these natural phenomena may cause mass destruction of life and property. So they are also called as natural disaster. Natural disasters are like flood, cyclone, earthquake, tsunamis, etc. And the damage and they cause heavy damage. So in this chapter we are going to learn about natural phenomena. That is natural disaster. Before that, we are going to start with electric charges. What are electric charges? Electric charges is a property of a matter carried by some particles that governs how the particles are affected by an electric and magnetic field. So it is nothing but it is a particle property of a matter carried by particles, and these particles are affected by the electric and magnetic field. We know that electric charges can be are two types, positive and negative charge. These electric charges exhibit some property like charges repels and unlike charge attract each other. Now, what are the methods of charging an object? There are three different methods of charging an object: charging by friction, charging by conduction, and charging by induction. First, we are going to learn about charging by friction. In this, the method of charging an object by rubbing the object with another object is called charging by friction. If you rub one object over the another, this type of charging is called as charging by friction. For example, when a glass rod is rubbed with the silk, electrons are transferred from the glass rod to the silk. In this way, the glass rod acquires a positive charge and the silk gains electrons, so it acquires a negative charge. So charging in this way is called as charging by friction when one object is rubbed over the another object. Next, charging by conduction. The method of charging an object by bringing the object in contact with the charged object is called charging by conduction. During conduction, the type of charge that the uncharged particles acquire is in the same as that of a charged object. That when when a charged glass rod is brought in contact with an uncharged metal sphere, then the metal sphere acquires the charge. So this kind of charge is called as charging by conduction. Next, charging by induction. The method of charging an object by bringing near to a charged object is called charging by induction. During induction, the uncharged object acquires the opposite charges. If an uncharged object is brought nearer to a charged object, it acquires a charge opposite to that of a charged object. So by this method, that is method of charging an object by bringing it nearer to a charged object, is called charging by induction. Charge of an object can be detected using a device called as electroscope. We can detect the charge of an object by using a device called as electroscope. Next, conductors. What are conductors? Materials which allow the electric current to pass through them are called as conductors of electricity. All the metals are good conductors of electricity. We have done in the metals and non-metals chapter that metals are good conductors of electricity, like copper, iron, sodium, gold, silver, they are good conductors. They can conduct the electricity through them. Then what are insulators? Materials which do not allow the electric current to pass through them are called as insulators. Like example, rubber, plastic, papers. So these are the materials which does not allow the electric current to pass through them. Human body is also a conductor of electricity to some extent. Our body provides the path for the electric current to flow to the earth. So that is why we should be very careful while handling the electric appliances, because we might get shock. So next, earthing. The process of connecting charged object to the earth is called as earthing. Electric discharge. The flow of electric charges through a gas, liquid or solid is called as electric discharge. Next, lightning. A powerful discharge electric charges develop in the clouds. An electric charges that develops in the cloud is called as lightning. Thunder. The lightning is accompanied by the loud sound called as thunder that we hear after some times after the lightning. This is because light travels faster than sound, so it reaches us earlier. Next, safety and precautions during the lightning. What are the safety measures and precautions to be taken during the lightning? Staying inside a building fixed with a lightning conductor is safer than staying in a house without a lightning conductor. Do not handle the corded device like telephone, television, cables, etc. during the lightning. If you are traveling, don't come out of the vehicle. Staying inside a car is safer than standing in the open space. Don't take a shelter under the tree. There are more chances of lightning striking a tall tree. If you are in an open place, stay away from the tall objects like tree, electric post, etc. because the lightning falls on them. Next, earthquake. Earthquake is a sudden shake on the surface of the earth. It lasts for few seconds. It is nothing but it is a sudden shake of the surface of the earth. It can cause a lot of destruction to the life and property on the earth depending upon the strength of the earthquake. An earthquake can cause a lot of destruction. The structure of the earth consists of different layers. We know that earth is made up of different layers. The outermost layer of the earth is called crust. The crust of the earth is divided into tectonic plates. We divide the crust of the earth into tectonic plates. Below the crust is the mantle, and the matter in the mantle is in the molten or semi-solid state called magma. The innermost part is known as core. The core is again divided into inner core and outer core. An earthquake occurs due to the sudden movement of the earth crust that creates the wave traveling through the crust, and these are called as seismic waves. So when the earthquake occurs, there is a sudden movement of the earth crust. It creates a wave and traveling through the crust. So these waves are called as seismic waves. The point on the surface of the earth vertically from the focus of the earthquake is called as epicenter. Epicenter is the point on the surface of the earth vertically from the focus. The effect of the earthquake is the most at the epicenter. So at the epicenter the effect of the earthquake is more. The intensity of the earthquake is measured using a device called a seismograph, and magnitude is expressed in the Richter scale. So we can measure the earthquakes using a device called a seismograph. And the branch of science that studies about the earthquakes and the systematic waves caused by the quake is called as seismology. Next, effects of the earthquake on earth. Loss of life of humans and animals. So there is a loss of life. Destructions of towns and cities. Destruction of buildings and bridges. Causes of the landslides. So these are the effects caused on the earthquakes. Now, how protection and safety precautions. First, some precautions. Earthquake resistant houses and buildings should be built in high seismic areas. So where there is a where there is a possibility of getting of more earthquakes, so earthquake resistance houses should be constructed. House made up of wood. Houses made up of wood are better than that of concrete and brick buildings in the earthquake prone areas. So we should make the houses of wood. Fire alarm and fire extinguishers devices should be kept ready in the high seismic areas. Next, precautions to be taken during the earthquake. Don't stay under a tree, electric poles, or any such a tall objects. We should not stay under a tree or electric post or such a tall object. If you are traveling, come out of the car or a bus. If possible, move to an open place immediately. Next, if trapped inside a building during the earthquake, take the shelter under a table and do not run or move here and there. Do not touch any electrical appliances or running water. So these are the precautions to be taken, precautions and the safety measure to be taken while during the earthquakes. Till here your chapter has been completed. Thank you.